here today to talk about how to do birthdays in a way that make your kids feel special but doesn't turn them into entitled brats.
Hi, we're Kevin and Christy with Rooted and Fruitful. We help parents build a God-honoring family culture that the whole family can get excited about.
Let's talk about intentional birthdays. This is something that I believe we started out doing pretty well. And then we went totally off track.
This is a great example of how easy it is to get sucked into the societal norms and not put forth efforts in building that intentional culture we talk about.
It's one of those things where if you're not constantly checking in with yourself to make sure that you're staying on track with what your intentions are, it's just like right down the societal norms trail. So last fall, we were in the middle of our October birthday madness, and I remember getting so upset just before Grayson's birthday. We were talking about what we were going to do, and I got so upset, and I didn't know why I was mad, and I really had to kind of like step away from the situation and think about it, because I was getting mad at you, and I didn't know why. And I finally, like, after examining it, I came to realize, I'm like, this is not what we're supposed to do for birthdays, because you kept talking about what he wants. Well, what does he want? I'll talk to him and see what he wants. And I was just like, wait a minute.
The night before his birthday, Grayson and I sat here on the table, not on the table, but at the table, and I listed off everything with him. I go, list everything you want to do. Estimated times for everything he wanted to do so that he could pick and choose what exactly he wanted to do and how the day would go. And this stemmed from the fact that you were like, we need to do this and this and this and this and this, and he wants to do this and he wants to do this, and I was just like, there's not enough time in the day. So at the end of the night, we realized that there wasn't enough time to do everything that we both wanted to do, and we were able to prioritize the few things that he really wanted to do, and it became this all about what he wanted to do, and he was able to navigate and architect the day in its entirety.
So what I finally realized is that we had turned birthdays into this, you get to dictate what everyone does and what the entire day looks like and what everyone eats and all of this, as opposed to something along the lines of, we are going to take this opportunity to bless you and celebrate you and give to you and allow you to graciously receive sort of experience. And like, honestly, when it really comes down to it, they might not look very different. Like, the actual what happens in a day isn't going to necessarily look very different, but what is happening behind either one is so different.
Well, the underlying current, that culture, that environment we talked about before, that is really what is different about the entire birthday experience. As adults, we don't, well, at least most of us anyway, dictate the entire world around us on our birthday.
Our goal is to raise kids that behave like adults, not accepting unacceptable behavior just because they're kids.
As adults, we don't constantly ask when we get to open our presents. We don't ask about what types of gifts we're going to get or what the whole day is going to look like or anything else for that matter.
And as a general rule, we don't make birthday lists unless in some special situations we have spouses or loved ones who don't necessarily have the gift of giving
gifts.
At which point those lists can be a really huge blessing.
So after the October birthday bash, we looked back, we made some changes, came up with a plan to move forward, and we explained it all to the kids.
And we did this around Christmas time. Not that you have to, but it was kind of nice to kind of throw it on all of them with regards to Christmas, because we weren't individually like
Singling.
any of them out.
So some of the changes that we made and explained to them: no birthday or Christmas lists.
No more dictating meals.
No more dictating activities.
No more dictating schedules.
And they all turned out fine. Most importantly, they will learn to graciously receive what has been given to them and expect or ask for nothing more.
Now, this is not about making our kids feel less special.
I believe that it actually allows them to feel more special by encouraging gratitude rather than entitlement.
It does, however, put a little bit more pressure on the family to put forth the effort to make these birthdays special. Little bit different than just simply following a "this is what I want" list.
But isn't it way better when someone gives you something that you want when you never even asked for it?
So we came up with 3 ways to make this play out practically.
One of the ways we make this work is by encouraging our kids to keep a wants and needs list.
Not only does this give us great ideas for birthday gifts, but it also helps us to help them to manage their own purchases.
Another way we do this is by getting our kids involved.
We start talking to them about a month before the upcoming birthday, and we'll talk about gift ideas, activity ideas, meal ideas that they feel will be a blessing to the sibling whose birthday is coming up. Now, this is where you're going to want to grab the birthday quick sheet in order to take down these notes and walk you through the process of what you could be thinking about that far in advance.
Sometimes you're going to get crazy off the wall ideas, and other times you're going to get really good ones that you wouldn't even have thought of.
Another part of this is keeping a list of gift ideas year round, because I know that I will come up with gift ideas, and if I don't write them down when it comes time for whoever's birthday, I cannot for the life of me remember them. So keeping this habit myself, but also training our kids to keep the habit of having these gift idea lists is so valuable.
Lastly, number 3, make it more about celebrating them and less about the gifts.
We do this by prioritizing the day around celebrating them and the activities and being together, as opposed to focusing a lot of that time on the gifts.
We're also trying to work in the idea of getting our kids involved and asking them what they love about their siblings or whoever's birthday that it is.
Now, this is not something that generally works well on the fly. We've tried it a few times just while we're sitting down for dinner, and it doesn't go well. I highly encourage you to talk to your kids individually, discuss, maybe give them some ideas, do a little bit of rehearsing if necessary. A couple times
beforehand, yeah.
And be ready to coach them through it as you're actually sitting at the dinner table, sharing with their sibling what they appreciate in them.
All right, let's summarize the 3 ways we can make birthdays more intentional.
Number 1, no birthday wish lists. Use the wants and needs list instead.
Number 2, plan early and get your kids involved.
Again, this is where that birthday quick sheet is super handy, along with keeping a gift idea list throughout the year.
Number 3, make it more about celebrating them and less about gifts. Thanks for joining us.
The download is in the description below.
All right, we'll see you later.
Ready, set, 3.
Zazu. If you make one more noise, you are going to spend the rest of your time outside in the backyard, in a corner tied to a post, with peanut butter between your toes, and the dogs are going to lick it off.